What's going on, guys? In this video I'm going to show you how to build your very first AI agent from start to finish. Alright guys, so this is the agent that we're going to be building today, and we are going to have access to a calculator tool, a Google search tool, and then we're going to also build a sub agent on top of this main agent that will be a separate workflow that will include Gmail tools, so it will just be a separate Gmail agent, okay? And this is just good to learn. That way, once we build this one, you'll actually be able to build more sub-agents on top of this, and that just keeps the main agent from hallucinating. For example, if you had these Gmail tools and you had them in here like this, and you say you had a bunch of these and a bunch of contact tools and a bunch of different tools on top of each other, the AI agent would have a hard time and it would hallucinate, okay? And that's why we build out these sub-agents right here. So let's just get into what this agent will actually do. Do a live demo here. We'll just refresh this and let's do a test of all of these different tools. So open up this chat here and we have access to the calculator tool. So we'll just go, what's 10 times 10? And it should access the calculator tool here, which it has. Okay. And then we also have the Google search tool, and we will be testing that out right now. So when is the latest UFC fight? I know that's tomorrow, so it'll give us the event tomorrow. The latest UFC 317 is scheduled to take place tomorrow at 10 p.m. The match includes those in the lightweight, bantamweight, and middleweight stages. Who's fighting on that card? Let's see what it gives us. Okay, it's using the Google search, and then it's using openrouter to give us a message back. The main fights on the card are Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira, and I know that those are the fighters on the card, so that is complete. And then we will ask it to access our Gmail tool. So we'll say, what are my latest 2 emails? Let's see. Using openrouter, it's accessing the Gmail tool, which is sub workflow right here. Okay. Okay, it came back with the results from Gmail. Openrouter is talking back to the AI agent here. Here are your latest 2 emails from Tella. Okay, so that's one of my videos that I get sent from my video recording platform. And this is just a test email that I sent from one of my email accounts. And okay, I've got this here. And this is actually one that I had sent over. So it gave me one that I received, and it actually gave me one that I had sent as well. So we're going to go into a live build here. By the way, guys, I just started a free school community called AI Automations Club, and I'd love to see you in there if you're an AI enthusiast and want to learn more about AI. I'll leave the link in the description below. Okay, guys, so we have our workflow here. First thing we're going to do is add in a chat trigger, and this will allow us to speak to our AI agent. And then next, we're going to actually add in the agent. Okay. And then we will add in define below, and we will give it a system message. Okay. And the system message will be this right here. I'm just going to copy it in, and you guys can copy this over into the agent. So this system message, you're essentially telling the agent, you're giving it instructions, okay? So these are the instructions that I gave it. I said you are an AI agent called Ava. You can name it whatever you want. You don't have to name it. And then you are giving it access to these tools, and the job is to orchestrate the activities between the different agents and formulate a friendly response back to the user. You should never create calendar events. We will actually remove this and make it, should never create Gmail events, not calendar events. Your job is to call agents and tools in the correct sequence. Think carefully about the sequence of events. These are the tools. Some additional information. You can add your name, who they're talking to, and then you'll actually want to add in this date here as well. Okay. And before I move further onto anything, if you come here to the top right and go to settings, you should change this over to your time zone. And this is beneficial, especially if you're using calendar agents or things like that. Okay, so next what we're going to do is add in a LLM, and I will be using openrouter. Now, how you connect openrouter is you come here and you create a new credential. Okay, so it's kind of the same thing as like a Google Cloud Platform, and you could also use something like ChatGPT. If you, let's do a couple different examples here to give you some different options. So we'll do a free one actually. So DeepSeek, right? That's a free version, free LLM, and then we could also use openrouter. Okay, now you pick whatever you want. I'm going to show you how to do it with openrouter, and it'll be the same for these different models. Okay, so all you need is an API key. So for DeepSeek, you go to DeepSeek, create an account, and get an API key, and then you would have access to DeepSeek, and that would be free. And if you want to use openrouter, which has access to a whole bunch of different models, so let's check all the models here, right? We have everything. We've got Claude, we've got ChatGPT, and I am just going to choose 4.0 mini. Actually, we'll go for the main agent. Let's go GPT-4, and for the sub agent, we'll do 4.0 mini. This way, the model is just smarter and it can probably perform better actions for us. Okay. Next, we're going to add in a simple memory node, and this will allow us to actually have a conversation with our agent. If we don't have this, it will remember our conversation and it will be a big pain. All right. Next, we're going to add in a calculator. Okay. Simple tool, you don't really have to do much there. And then we're going to add the other tool in a second. Right now, let's just open up the chat and see if we have access to these tools. Okay. So, what do you have access to? Okay, we got a problem running our workflow. Let's check what it is. We will come back to the agent and we will switch this to connected chat trigger node. Okay, we'll save that. I'd like to bring this down a bit more so you guys can see. And we'll say, hey, what tools do you have? And then now it is going through our agent and using openrouter to give us that answer. So, hello Jordan, I have 3 main tools at my disposal: Google Search, Calculator, and Gmail tool. Okay, so let's actually go into how we will set up openrouter. So if you're creating a new account, and this is the same thing for ChatGPT or DeepSeek, you create a new credential. ChatGPT would be platform.openai. I'll link it down below. If you are creating a new openrouter account and need a credential, you will just come to openrouter.ai. We'll sign in here and just sign in with your Google. Okay, we're in. You want to come over to credits and you will put in and top up an amount. So I just put in $10 and it lasts a pretty long time. So next you're going to come to API keys and you're going to create yourself an API key. Give it a name, copy that API key over, and as simple as that, you come to create a new credential again, enter in your API key, and now you have access to openrouter. Okay, so now we have a brain for our agent, and let's actually just test this calculator tool. What's 50 divided by 30? Okay, it's using the calculator tool. It's approximately 16.67. Okay, so calculator tool works, and we will build the Google search tool. So for this tool, you're going to type in Serp API, and the reason I like this tool is because it gives us access to Google search without actually having to go to Google or open up a tab and type it, it'll actually search the internet for us right from the agent. Okay, so it's super beneficial and saves a lot of time. So I already have an account created here. What you're going to want to do is type in serpapi.com and we will sign in here with Google. So come to this and then you will, that's great, showed my private API key right off the bat, so don't worry, I'm going to delete this, but you're going to come to your account, it's right at API key, and you can generate an API key right here, okay? Copy this over, enter it into your API key here, all right? And then you will have access to it, and let's actually test this out right now. So, when, we'll just do the same thing. When is the latest UFC fight? We'll give it another example as well. Let's just see if it gave us the same answer. Okay, so it did, so let's search something else. Latest news on, I don't know, let's see. Latest news on crypto in the past 2 days. That's something different. Alright, it's using the Serp API tool, using openrouter. But anyways, it gave us the results. So here are the latest news related to cryptocurrency. Here are the latest news. What is crypto down today? Why is crypto down today? An article from TradingView. Hackers steal over $2 billion from crypto market in H1 2025 report. That seems pretty important. And here's some other articles also. So let's actually click some of these and see if they are recent. Let's actually select another one. Why is crypto down today? June 25th, 2025. So pretty recent article here. And let's select one more. Okay. And let's actually check the date. So also June 27th. So it's giving you pretty recent news, okay? Which is pretty sweet. So I'm just going to name this here to the main agent. That way we stay organized. And next we're going to add the last Gmail tool. So what we will do here is just add in another tool and then we'll just call N8N workflow tool, okay? Now in the description we're going to say call this tool to make any Gmail related actions, okay? And then we are going to save this, and now what we need to do, we'll rename this to the Gmail agent. Let's actually just say tool, because in our prompt here it says Gmail tool, so that will make it easier for it. So we've set this up to Gmail tool, and now I have access to a whole bunch of different subagents that I can use. And now we are going to create our own Gmail subagent. So we'll come over here. First thing we're going to do is select when executed by another workflow, runs the flow and called by the execute workflow node from a different workflow, okay? And then we're going to add another agent, and this agent will be specifically for the Gmail tools. So we'll go chat model and we'll give it an openrouter as well. And now we will give it a system prompt here defined below, and we're actually going to test this right here. And so this will allow the data to come in from this main agent. And so what we need to do first is actually give it a query to give it an input into the agent, and then we can accept all of the data after. So we're going to select this, go define using JSON example, and we will delete everything up until here, and we'll just go query. This way we're giving the agent some input, query, and we will test this step. Okay, and you see we have a result right here, the output. And now what we do is we pull in this query, okay? And let's test this. Okay, there we go. So to use the AI agent, let's use the entered. How can I assist you? So we know that we're actually getting an output through the workflow here, and then into the LLM, and then into the agent. So now what we need to do is we're going to skip the memory. So usually you would put a memory here, right? Like in the main agent, just so, but we're not actually speaking to this agent. This agent is just to perform tasks, and so it doesn't really need a simple memory node. So now we're going to add some Gmail tools, and the first one we're going to add is a search tool. So let's delete this. Gmail tool, and we will go get many. Okay, connect this, and we'll rename it search. And this tool will allow the agent to search through our entire Gmail account, and then give us the latest emails and things like that. So it'll just give it access to our email account. And so what you're going to do now is you're going to go get many, and you're not going to return all. You're actually going to limit it to about 10 messages, or you could even do 5. And so what this will do is it will just limit it from returning us like 50 different events, so we don't waste a bunch of tokens on the AI. And so you come over here to simplify, and whether to return a simplified version of the response instead of the raw data, we're just going to let the AI define this parameter. And that is it for this. Now, to connect your Gmail account, you're going to need to go through Google Cloud Platform, and I actually created a video on this, and so I will link it right now, and you need to do that. Once you do that, come back over to this step, and we'll keep moving on. Next, what we're going to do is actually get a send tool, and so this will allow us to send, Gmail tool, send. It's right there for us, and this will actually allow us to send emails, okay? And so 2, we're just going to let the AI define it, because if we tell the AI, it'll just define it for us and use the model and then access our tool for us, okay? And then the subject, we will let the AI define that as well. Email type, we'll go text, and message, we will also let the AI define that. And one thing we're going to add here is, as an option, we're going to go append N8N attribution, and then we're going to turn that off. And what this is it actually just, if you send an email at the bottom, it will just say send through N8N, and we don't want that. One thing you can also add, if you want, you don't have to, the agent could probably do it for you. I like to add my name at the bottom, and this way it gives it a bit more context, or just gives the model something else to use. So there we go, Gmail, and now we will name this to send. Okay. And the next thing we will do is add a reply. I always need this Gmail tool, and then operation will be reply. And now with these 2 tools, the send and the reply tool, now we can search, and then we can send and reply. So we need this search tool to be able to use these other tools. Okay, so let's rename this reply. Okay, and we will add the message ID, fairly simple. We'll let the AI define that. Email type, we'll switch that over to text instead of HTML, and the message we will let the AI define also. Okay. And we will also do the same thing, append N8N attribution. We'll turn that off, and we will add in our name here. And now we will be able to search through our email, send emails, and then with the search, we'll be able to reply to any emails that we search for. Okay, so now that we have this Gmail agent come in label it up here. We'll go Gmail agent number 2. I'm just using that because I have other agents, and so I want to be able to know that this is the agent that we're working with. So now we'll come back over. We come back over to our main agent here, and we have the Gmail tool, but it is in the red, so we need to fix something, and that is because we need to add in our sub agent workflow, and just type in Gmail and then select the one that you built. So mine was Gmail agent number 2. So we will select this, and then for the query, we will let AI define this, okay? And so let's actually just save both of these, and we'll just refresh these here. One thing with the sub agent, don't worry about this active button, because this always just stays inactive. The main flow is the one that actually needs to be turned on and active once you're using it. And so let's make this active now, and we'll open up this chat, and let's test out the Gmail tool. What are my latest 2 emails? Okay, it's using openrouter, and it should access the Gmail tool now. And while we're doing that, I'm going to send myself an email. So it's using openrouter, and it is going to give us a response here in a second. So there we go. Here are your 2 latest emails. So I got something from Honey and then one from BusBud. I actually just booked a ticket to Kingston, and so that's helpful. I'm going to send myself another message that I can actually respond to. I'm just sending myself an email here. And yeah, so what happened here is we sent a message, the agent used the model, and then was able to actually come down to the Gmail tool, which then came back to the agent using the model, and then back to our chat trigger, which gave us a response. And so I just got an email from myself, and I'm gonna check it right now. What is my latest email now? Let's see what it gives us. So I just received an email in my inbox. You can see it on my phone here. So let's see. All right, there we go. Your latest email is from Jordan Lee. So I sent it from that email address. Hey man, nice video. Okay, gave us some extra details here. And so there is a Gmail tool in action. And let's actually use the reply now. And I'm just gonna ask it, what should I say back? And this way I don't have to think of anything, and AI can just kind of give me a response here. You could say something like, "Hi Jordan, thanks for reaching out for your positive feedback on my video. Glad you enjoyed it. Da, da, da." I'm just gonna say, okay, send that off and add my name at the end. And let's see. Let's see what it gives us here. It's using the Gmail tool, and it's going to be using this reply tool. Okay, there we go. I said, okay, send that off. The email has been sent. Okay, and then if you see here on my phone, it sent the exact message. You might not be able to see it, but it sent the exact message that it gave us right here. So it says, "Thanks for reaching out. For your positive feedback on my video, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Any feedback you'd like to give, I'm always looking to improve." And then it said my name at the end. So Gmail tool works, Google tool works, calculator works. We've got our main agent and our sub agent here. And if you just follow this workflow, you can keep building separate tools like the N8N workflow tool here. You can do the same process that we just did and keep adding more tools onto your agent. And this is one of the simplest ways to actually build your first AI agent and get using it. And once you have this workflow process down, you'll be able to build more workflows on top of these agents. and you will be good to go. So I hope you guys like this video. This was how to build your first AI agent. I hope you liked it. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.